with the Fat Drunk Stupid fantasy show, filling in on Thursday night. They used to call this Must See TV, but that was more like Seinfeld and Friends and stuff like that, and that's none of this. So tonight we've got Chris.
Hello, everyone.
From Pennsylvania, and the Hub City Hammer, which not a lot of people will know what the Hub City is, but I do. Drew from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. So thanks, Drew. Thanks for coming on, man. One of my other kind of taglines or my handles on Twitter was Mississippi Hammer. So I felt like I kind of like cornered the market because I thought I was the only guy. And now you're here, so I don't really know what to do.
Hey man, we link up. I'm fine with that. I didn't know anybody from Mississippi too, because I was trying to reach out and find some people. And then when I got the message saying you were going to be on and running it, and you're from Mississippi, I was pretty pumped.
Stark Vegas, baby. Stark Vegas.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of talk about a few things, but we'll go through kind of Hammers polls and a couple other ins and outs. But Drew, just kind of tell me a little bit about yourself. How in the blue hell did you end up being a West Ham fan?
It's crazy, and a lot of people out there aren't going to know this university, but you will. Delta State University. I played football there, American football. Mm-hmm. And so I was playing there, and I had a buddy. He was we both played fullback my freshman year. He was a senior, and he loved soccer. And I grew up in Southwest Mississippi, and so soccer really wasn't a big sport. I never really had a team growing up. And then this guy, he was one of my buddies, and he's like, "Man, I love West Ham." And so I was like, I knew Manchester United. All the regular teams that people are fans of, it's whatever. And so he's like, "Well, I like that." And I said, "All right, well, that's cool." And he's like, "You ever seen Green Street Hooligans?" And I was like, no. And so he told me about it, and he's my friend. And he followed him, and so I grew up loving the Saints and the Pelicans and Hornets and stuff. So I'm always like I'm a blue collar guy. And so West Ham, I fell in love with it. I actually, after I got done with college, I kind of like just followed him, and we talk about it sometimes. But then after I got done with college and moved to Hattiesburg, two of my like best friends growing up, one of them's a huge Tottenham fan. Ugh. Yeah, I know it's terrible. I'm still friends with him, which is we just talk.
You should give him a nickname. Yeah, I watched the Ted Lasso thing the other day. Have you ever watched it? Oh my God, I watch it every year at the beginning of the year.
And so, and my other friend likes Everton, so that's random. And so I was like, and he tried to tell me when I was like, you know what, I want to follow somebody with y'all because they had a little group chat, and I said, but I want my own team. I said, I don't want to. And so I kept going back. My buddy, Clint Farah, the boss man, I told him, I said, well, boss man always like West Ham. I said, so I'll ride with him. So then me and him, he's in the military. And so he's gone a lot. And so we just kind of keep up with him on Instagram, and we'll talk about after every game we talk, and we'll talk about it. It's been fun getting to reconnect with him through this team. And so it's cool. And then I've just gone in love. So I follow all their stuff on YouTube, West Ham Fan TV. I started watching all their videos, and then really the season probably like 2016. It was like the first. I remember everybody was whining about moving to London Stadium. That was like my introduction. And
that was you and me. Yeah, me and you were the same boat.
And then the fans went nuts. And everybody was putting the dumpster fire memes out there, and I was like, you know what, screw this. Like I'm all in. So I started liking them a lot, and the fans are all.
I'm a real fan. I'm gonna start putting dumpster fire memes too.
No, I was like, man, they're so passionate. I was like,
yes.
I mean, it's just different, and I think that every fan will say the same thing. I mean, it's just it's like a big family, and so it's been a cool ride.
Yeah, I would. It is definitely an experience. I remember when I first started kind of getting into it, and the same thing. I kind of, engaged with a lot of people on Twitter. I was like, so tell me what it's like to be a West Ham fan. And a lot of people are like, you're in store for a lot of pain and misery and disappointment. So just, buckle up, Buttercup, get ready. I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm looking forward to this one. But like the Ted Lasso videos, so neither one of you guys have seen those?
I don't think so.
Holy shit. Okay, when you get off this, go Google like Ted Lasso on YouTube. And it's Jason Sudeikis. He does this whole bit where he gets hired to be the coach of Tottenham. And he doesn't know anything about
coach.
Yeah, football coach.
Never mind. I have seen those.
So they started doing the flashcards.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Lawrence, Cowboys. And then I think they did West Ham, and they're like rednecks or trucks or something. I'm like, okay, I can dig that. But they like, you got a nickname. It's like, what's your nickname? They call me Wanker. And he's got a jersey that says Wanker on it. It's pretty good stuff. So being at Southern Miss, and obviously I'm in a college town as well. Do you encounter other, not necessarily West Ham fans, but just Premier League fans in general?
Some, I guess, but not a lot. Like I work with a guy. I coach football, and so American football also. I don't know. Some people watching this, I don't know if they get that confused. So I'll just say American football. But one of my buddies, and he's just a huge Zlatan fan. He doesn't have a team, and so I'm trying to kind of get him, coming on over. And then
the claret and blue.
Yeah, trying to bring him in, but
does he talk to himself in the third person? Does he reference himself in the third person?
But when I actually I used to work at Southern Miss, and so I was driving on campus one day, and a kid rocking the jersey, Betway, saw it. I like stopped my car on campus. It's like you, man, you, and I said, come over here. He's like, I'm getting jumped by this guy. He was just like, he just had freaking bought a shirt, had no idea. And I was so heartbroken. I was like, you had a best friend and you freaking lost him, dude. Hope you enjoyed that.
You had your shot.
Yeah, done.
So Chris, tell me about, up there, do you encounter a lot of fans as well, just kind of random?
So right now I'm in Erie, Pennsylvania for grad school. So I've only been here for a few weeks. I haven't really gotten a chance to experience it. I don't think so. I haven't seen too many. I did my undergrad at Ohio University down in Athens, Ohio. And obviously being more of a party school, party culture there was a big jersey culture. Everyone, like anytime you'd go out, you'd see football jerseys, basketball jerseys, a lot of soccer jerseys, actually.
But people don't know what they are.
Yeah. The biggest one I probably saw was PSG, but I actually, one of my fraternity brothers, like we were on our way back from a philanthropy event, and he was like a new member at the time. And I got to talking to him, and we were talking about, I think, FIFA. And I asked him, I'm like, do you support any team by chance? And he goes, yeah, I support this like little known club by the name of West Ham. And I'm like, no freaking way. But I had actually seen two other people wearing West Ham jerseys on campus who were actual fans. One of the times, actually, I was coming out of a class, and it was the day. It was the first season in the Olympic Stadium where we were playing Astra Gugu that day when we got kicked out. I had mine on, and I saw one through like one of the windows in the door, and then I had this guy my senior year last year. I had this this random guy come up to me at one point, and I thought I was like he was like gonna like try and kick my ass. He looked all pissed off, and he goes in a deep London accent, "You're a West Ham fan."
That's good. That's a good accent.
Oh, I appreciate that.
That was actually really good. Yeah, I mean, for us here, I mean, and that's the one thing I really tried to figure out and try to seek out. Being on a major university, you would think the foreign exchange, the more foreign students would be a little more prevalent, and I really haven't found anybody. You might find like some Middle Eastern kids, and they're wearing like a Manchester United, and you're like, no, he probably doesn't. He probably thinks he probably would run for me. Like, well, what's this guy doing? You see kids, I think, wearing them kind of fashion statements, and they really don't know anything about it. But I really, if I had the time, which I don't, I would really like to. I don't think it's difficult to get West Ham fans here, but at least if you get Premier League fans, I know our women's soccer coach, huge Burnley fan. I said that to somebody the other day, and they're like, "Wow, okay." Because that's not really see those strolling around a lot, at least in this neck of the woods. We've had guys who are Arsenal fans, and then you get the random American fan who's like, yeah, I support Manchester United, and you're like, come on, man, really, seriously. We did have a kid one time that was working in security for athletics. I think he was Indian, and I made the mistake of saying "Man U." That kid crawled my ass. And apparently there was a whole story behind it. I don't know the story. Maybe somebody wants to fill in if somebody kind of knows the deal. But, yeah, the kid crawled me. It was pretty funny. So yeah, I mean, there's people running around here. I don't think they really kind of have the passion and really watch it, with a regular basis. But I think it's still starting to, develop, and I'm really glad to meet somebody else in Mississippi. Now, Drew, tell me what you think about what do you think about that Oxford game? Like, what
Dude, thank God I was at work. That's
me
all.
Too. Me too.
I was, and so I originally was gonna, and this is just the most. I mean, this is the perfect time for me to come on. I was gonna come on Sunday night. I had planned to, and
I don't know what you're about to say.
I know something. Come out the show right here.
I know.
And so I was sitting there on Sunday night. I'm sitting there, and something comes up. I'm like, hey, whatever. And they're like, hey, you can come on Thursday. I was like, perfect. And I was like, I said, all right. Well, then I was so jacked after and I'm going to say it, the Man U game. Nobody's going to kick my ass over that one.
No, we're clear.
And so yeah, I was so jacked. I was like pumped up, and then something came up anyway. And so then I'm like, of course we get just murdered by Oxford, and we play, and yeah. So it was.
I've tried to go back and watch, and obviously everybody highlights on the shitty plays, which apparently there were a hell of a lot of them. But I don't. I think we made a ton of changes. I think we just, I don't think anybody really gives a shit. I think fans don't really give a shit about it. I'm sorry. A lot of people out there saying, certain clubs are, disrespecting the league cups and players should play. And the reality of it is the money is not there.
Yeah.
There is no monetary value. You get pissed at me, you whatever. The facts are, and I read a story the other day, because not that I just made this up. I read a story the other day, talked about how the Premier League, as it currently is, is structured, has really just destroyed all the cups, because the value on it, and I can't remember the example they used, and it was actually pretty phenomenal. Like, there was a game that was a Premier League game, like two teams, and this is probably in the 90s, like late 90s. The Premier League club that didn't really do that well attendance wise, but they played like a League Two in a Premier League, and it was sold out. I mean, I can't explain that. All I can say is somehow there's been put more value monetarily through the TV and everything else, that these league cups aren't a big deal. I mean, the West Ham game wasn't on TV.
Yeah.
And so that tells you.
Point too.
Do what?
I was going to bring up that point too.
Yeah,
the FA Cup,
go ahead.
The FA Cup. I mean, they broadcast those on Fox Sports. It's kind of like shoved to the side a little bit. But the Carabao Cup isn't even on TV here. I mean, not even streaming.
So I mean, I think that really shows you. People are like, oh, people disrespecting the cup, blah blah blah. Blah. I think that shows you right there. If the TV isn't worthy enough to be picked up.
Yeah.
The money's not there. The advertiser's not there. The demand isn't there.
The club didn't even stream it, audio or video.
Yeah. So, it's a shame. I really think they'll probably field a better team for the FA Cup.
Yeah. At least I hope so.
Yeah, I think they will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It was just, and I don't know, because I was trying to think of because I know that it's not. like the point you brought up, so I understood that side of it. But then I see like big game this weekend, trying to rest some guys. But then it's like we brought in the guys that need to be rested, and it's too little, too late. And so, I mean, you risk that injury playing them in a game that, I mean, it was just nuts. The whole everything from us, and I've seen everybody on Twitter just talking about how bad we played, and everybody's just crawling a jetty and all that kind of stuff. But
well, I think the one thing that it did show was the either the lack of depth or I think that was the worrying thing for me. When you look at it, you're like, okay, so we put those guys out there and they shithouse that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't help when you make, what was it, 9 substitutions as well?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Or 9 changes. Excuse
9 changes. Yeah, no, I mean, there's something to that. I agree. Keep going on that. I mean,
you can't. You're trying to build chemistry and everything, and then you just throw in just everyone else. I understand that it definitely seems like we're putting more of a focus on the Premier League this year, at least the Premier League and FA Cup over the Carabao Cup. But still, I mean, you should be able to win that game with your secondary side, but you can't necessarily win it with 9 changes. It just throws everyone off.
I think the proof would be if we win Saturday, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that was the point I'm about. If they're
back burner.
Yeah, and if that is the whole focus and it's gung ho, and at the end of the day, if the season ends and we get in Europa, if we finish top 6, and I mean that's forgotten about. Nobody cares. You know what? Forget this. I mean, it's not even talked about right now. Huge deal. If that's the whole goal and that's the end game and we get there. But now if we obviously Saturday is huge because it's like makes it a must-win game, and so.
I think another thing with it too is that it'll depend on the FA Cup because like how we show up for that. Like if we crash out early on in the FA Cup, even if we finish top 6, fans aren't going to be necessarily happy. Like if you get quarterfinals, semifinals of the FA Cup, and you actually
I agree with that,
and get top 6, no complaints, Carabao Cup mishaps forgiven.
No, I agree. Let's real quick kind of go look at the chat room. I'd like to thank the guys for coming on. I've kind of posted some of those. Neil is a avid from Southern Australia. Thank you very much, Neil, for coming out. Hammer Poles, we're about to get to you guys in just a second. Wally, always a champ. And and then me, I posted something in there. And thanks to me.
Okay.
And then about that, that's got another one.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not funny. That you know what you're saying right there.
I did too.
Behoff, and we're not gonna say that.
Yeah.
That's not nice.
Yeah.
Patch still. All right, so let's we'll move on real quick to Saturday. Chris, we'll kind of start. What do you think? How do you think that's going to play out? It is Saturday, right? Am I just going to
Saturday at 10 a.m.
brain fart?
10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
My whole life revolves around a pocket schedule, as Drew, you probably know. And it's we're playing Auburn this weekend, so I'm not, yeah.
I'm a Ohio State fan, so we got College Game Day.
Yeah. I'll retweet that one.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
No, man. I'll be in. I went to Starkville once. I have 2 brothers at Mississippi State right now, and and so I will. I'll actually be up there in a few weeks when they play LSU.
Well, I will be busy as hell and probably sweat my
Love
balls
Joe,
off.
Joe Burrows, just because he's from Athens, Ohio, where I went to undergrad. So he's like a legend there.
What do you say?
Because we're totally like veered off into the football thing.
Yeah, no.
Right. Yeah, actually, Wally, right there. I saw the humorous clip of all the goals with the Curb Your Enthusiasm background music. It was rather enjoyable. Not really, but I'm just trying to be nice. Roberto. Okay, yeah, and Neil brings a good point. Who was playing goal? Like it was Roberto?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was Roberto.
Who the fuck is that?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that was probably the worst goal. Like I didn't even see all of the goals. I just saw one of the worst ones, and I that was absolutely
he should never see the pitch again.
no.
Never.
I think
Never.
he'll be replaced by Martin. He has to be. He has to
Never.
be for that performance.
I mean, you had your shot to at least show that you had a pulse.
Yeah.
And you didn't. I mean, that's Drew, you played in it. You played sport. I mean, when you're getting your ass whipped like that, you're playing for film at that point.
Yeah, you can't, especially like in that game. You would think like if I got on the pitch and it's we're playing Oxford, like you're shooting for minutes. I mean, you don't be that guy who comes away and they're like, hey, you know who showed out at Oxford? This guy. We might need to try to get him some.
That's your shot.
Sub or a first team or something like that. And instead, they just pissed down their leg, and it was. I mean, the one goal when it was like Sanchez and like everybody was just walking. I'm like, I don't know, and I'm sure, and I know that like without watching the whole thing, but I'm not going to watch it after watching the friggin' ending and the highlights and stuff. I mean, so, but yeah, you got to fight for minutes. Nobody in there's. I mean, you got DI.
I just didn't want to get myself too pissed off.
Well, we'll move on to Saturday. Chris, we'll kind of start at the top here, at least my top.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on playing Bournemouth this weekend?
So had we won against Oxford, I feel really confident coming off of 2 wins against Man United at home and Oxford. But I'm a little worried for the simple reason that I'm worried that it might carry over. It might linger a little bit. Plus, Bournemouth has always kind of been a bogey team for us. Personally, I'd be very happy with the draw. I think we have the quality to win that game. It's just what team shows up that day.
Yeah, I would agree. What about you, Drew?
Yeah, I know it's a tough place to play, and everybody's always like, if you can get a point on the road and win at home and stuff like that, trying to talk about the marathon season. But I mean, at the same time, I feel like us not playing anybody in Oxford is setting up for us winning this weekend. I feel like that would be the whole plan. And so I want to see Haller net one. I mean, I want to see like just a pissed off West Ham team come out. Well, I don't know, but
and I think that a lot of people talk about Pellegrini and it's kind of changing the mindset. Obviously, this game didn't show it, but I really want to. I'm kind of taking a step back and saying, and kind of being a dick about it. I don't think we should take a point. I think we should expect to win every game.
I agree with you on that, but obviously it's kind of unrealistic in a way. But
I think if you were to say, "Hey, I'm going to play at Man City," I want to get a point. If I'm going to play at Liverpool, I want to get a point. But if I'm going to Bournemouth,
I definitely know what you mean. I'm pushing for win. I want to win, but at the same time, I wouldn't be disappointed.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be disappointed either. But we're going to have to get Herm Edwards up in there. You play to win the game. But I mean, it is a tough place to play. I think it is a very unique ground. It's very small, very intimate, and I really think that it's going to be a challenge. I really think. Looking at the stats from the fantasy show the other day, Callum Wilson's starting to really play. Some of these guys are starting to get the form that everybody thought they were going to have. And you're right. Maybe a point. I mean, you'd be happy with that, but. I just think it's a mentality thing. I think you really got to look at it and say, okay, we're going out, we're going for blood, and we're going to curb stomp somebody's ass. I mean, it's just
about it.
I just pulled it up because I hadn't looked at it before to look at how Bournemouth have been doing lately. They actually yesterday crashed out of the Carabao Cup as well. It's 2-0 to Burton. So it's going to be a battle of
who's more pissed off.
Yeah, they've won 3 of their last 5, I think. So
yeah, I was just going to pull that up as well. I mean, we kind of can look at this real quick here. I'll kind of share the screen over here. See if I can do that. Oops, didn't want to do that. Share screen. Here we go. I cut you guys out.
No, good.
I don't think I can share with 3 guys.
Hey,
Here we go.
there we
Boom, boom. All right, cooking with grease now. See. Had it here just a second ago. Stats. Okay, here we go. There was one thing I was going to point out. The form recently.
Yeah.
I mean,
In the Premier League, 3 out of the last 5, they've actually, I guess, then lost 3 of their last 5 overall.
have they lost 3 of the last 5? Well, if you count, if you count this game.
It doesn't have the Burton.
Correct.
In all competitions, lost 3 out of the last 5, I should say.
What I'm looking at right now, I mean, for them, it's really feast or famine. Like, they're going to score 3, or they're going to let, away, a loss, home, away, home. I think you're right. It's kind of like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get with these guys.
Yeah. This is going to be an interesting game for sure.
The one stat that really stuck out to me the other day when I was looking at this was average goals conceded per match. 1.17. And to me, that's pretty amazing considering you got your doors blown off the first game 5-0.
Have we allowed a goal since then?
We've had 3 clean sheets.
Okay, yeah, we've allowed 2.
Yeah, 2 goals.
2 goals in 5 matches. That's impressive.
Yeah. So I think that really kind of speaks a lot there. So yeah, Callum Wilson, 4 goals, Hilaire 3, Harry Wilson 3.
So it seems like they rely entirely on Wilson and Wilson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does anybody know if Lanzini's playing?
No, he's out for 3 matches, I think.
Yeah, I heard that he was coming back like mid-October.
Yep.
Oh wow. Okay.
And so, but just want to share like the tweet I saw this week from DC Irons talking about who like our best signing was, and that's totally the Claret carpet, and I'm rolling with it. I thought
Yep.
the best thing I saw on Twitter all week. And it was it's talking about that we played 11, won 7, drew 3, and lost 1 since we got the carpet. And to think, like, I know that the stadium, everybody's trying to get it boxed off. I think that's great. But I think, eventually, once they buy it and they can do that, the Claret carpet's somewhere in it. I dig it. I'm on the bandwagon for it. With still boxing off for the fans. I know it's better to be close to the pitch. But if you could throw some in there.
Can that be done? Like, can they put the seats closer? Because
Yes.
There was a picture on I saw on Twitter, and it was another. I can't remember the team, but they had the same thing with the track around
Spain.
They split it.
but how did they do it where it went down? I mean, you would think you would have people sitting on top of, it'd be even, so you wouldn't be able to see over somebody's head.
I believe it took a lot of renovations. Like, I don't think that they could just add seats. It took some renovating, and like obviously,
I know it brought in more seating too.
Yeah.
Okay.
They finalized all that, which it would. Having that space, but yeah. Or would just Boise State that bad thing? Make the whole thing Claret like a friggin' dogs, man.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
Amazing.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
I think anyone watching from outside America will be.
Anybody outside America is like, what in the hell are these guys talking about?
Yeah, Google Boise State field and imagine that Hilaire biking one in there, and then come back to me at my little handle down here on this side.
Oh man, that would be pretty epic.
It'd be a flower for sure.
So I want to go to the hammer polls. It's kind of something that we're working on here, and And I'll kind of go through these. I really don't know how Tim does it, but I'm going to kind of try to look at this a little differently here. Let's see if I can. I said this the other day. I said, I got to make it bigger. That's what she said. All right. Hammer polls. We'll kind of go through a couple of these. I want to try and make it as big as people could see it on the screen.
I think you're good right there.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not too big.
No, I think that's fine actually.
Fit perfect.
Hey,
All right. First hammer poll 8 hours ago. And I think maybe what we'll do is we'll just vote on this ourselves and then see what the results are. So we'll kind of go from there. Was Pellegrini right to make 9 changes for the game against Oxford? I really Drew, you and I know this. I really have a tough time saying Oxford.
I hate Oxford. And I hate Oxford more. Always.
Yeah, I think I hate Oxford more than West Ham fans do.
Oh, no doubt. No, we're in the same boat, man. Especially like they're like, man, I bet that guy from Mississippi's really taking this Oxford loss hard. Yeah.
Y'all don't know. You guys just don't know.
That is
that's strictly a Mississippi joke. All right, so we'll go 2 out of 3. Who'll make the decision? Was Pellegrini right? What do you say, Chris? Yes or no?
I kind of touched on it earlier. I don't think so. You can make a few changes, but it depends on the mindset. Like if you're really wanting to push for it, you can't make that many changes.
Yeah, Wally, don't get that shit off my screen.
God, Wally.
All right, so what is it? Is it yes or no? Like you gotta give me some. It's a yes or no question. Yes or no?
No.
No. You give no. Drew, what do you got?
Oh, perfect. I'm going yes because we're this don't miss the forest for the trees. At long season, they're trying to push. So if we win Saturday, yes, and I think that's the direction he's going. And I just really want to know what you think. So be the tiebreaker.
Okay, the tiebreaker. It is a yes or no question, but I have to give commentary. I don't drink Caraboa. Fuck those guys. I drink Monster Energy. I'm going to go yes. Oh, no.
It's a salt.
They said that.
I understand.
I feel like Richard Dawson on, Family Feud. Survey says 64% say that he do not agree that he was not right to make 9 changes against in Oxford. All right. We'll give this one to Drew. I like this format. Okay. Question. It has become very obvious certain EPL clubs disrespect the League Cup and its value. Should clubs have the option of entering the competition instead of fielding weakened teams? I think that's a great question.
That is a very good question.
That is a very good question. And it's from Edward James Financial.
Invitation.
All right. I'll start with Drew. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm saying you want to see what the cup is, let people have the choice to play in it, and then it's gonna eventually just become the bottom, like a relegation zone. And so I'm gonna say no because and just think about those teams that are in the. I don't think they should have the option because I just know straight up some of these like the top teams are gonna say no, and then it's gonna end up being a second league and bottom of the relegation zone by the end of it. And so I think you do because you never know. Oxford fans are pumped. They beat us.
Yeah, I'm not going to give my answer. Sorry.
You can. That turns into. It could be somebody Super Bowl. You never know.
Exactly.
If we pulled Millwall, that'd be a huge game, and I don't even care about. Like they're not even Premier League, nothing. But then, that becomes their Super Bowl in a freaking insane environment wherever.
Totally agree. Chris, what do you say?
I'm kind of thinking in the exact same way, on the exact same line. I actually just Googled it out of curiosity to see like some of the finals in recent years. Let's see here. 2015 was the first time. Since then, every year it's been a top 6 club. But before that, you had Sunderland, you had Swansea, Bradford City, Cardiff, Birmingham. playing against some of the big boys. So it does become more important to them, and it becomes a little bit more entertaining in a way to see those kind of Cinderella teams. So I don't think they should either, but it's definitely an interesting question.
I am gonna say. So you say no, they should not have the option.
Correct.
Okay, I would agree. I look at clubs like Bury and whoever else that was going to go down that didn't the other day. Not even just for the glory of playing some of these teams, but just for the revenue. I mean, some of these teams, this may be the biggest revenue ticket. And when you say revenue, you're talking about I got people at the games. I mean, you're talking merchandise, you're talking concessions, you're talking so much of a revenue stream for some of these smaller teams.
I hadn't even taken that into consideration.
I mean, this could be the biggest money grab for some of these teams in a long time. So I think that they should not have the option.
Ooh.
47% said yes. I would like to really find out who those people are.
Yeah, I would too.
And I would like to hear what their case is. Neil, you're still just Neil. Just settle. Yeah, I know it hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Okay, so we'll go. I'm really shocked at the 47%. Okay. Oh, that's a good one. And this was from Tim. If West Ham United won the FA Cup, could you forgive them for the Caraboa debacle? What Caraboa debacle? I mean, it's like a tree in the forest. I didn't watch it. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
All right, Drew, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm going. Yes, I'd forgive them. We'd focus more, and I just feel like it's. I mean, simple as that. Yes.
Totally. Sorry. All right, wait, Chris, what do you say?
Absolutely, 100% yes.
Dude, I would forgive them if they beat Bournemouth this weekend. All right, here we go. Yeah.
Who is the 10% who said no?
Yeah, somebody with fat fingers. There's no way. Actually, you know what? I didn't do this. Let's do this on. That's only got 10. I was going to go the comments to see if somebody explained themselves.
They apologize. Sorry, wrong button.
I'm sorry, dude. I didn't mean to. Damn it. Maybe I got the fat fingers.
Just click on the tweet, not the button.
It's so big. I'd ask another question. We finished inside the top 6. Would you finish players for crashing out? Yeah. Never mind the FA Cup. If they beat Bournemouth on Saturday, then I'll forgive them. I like that guy.
Not on JD.
JD, you're looking all cool. Obviously, if you win the FA Cup, I mean, nobody's going to remember this. I mean, there's nobody.
It'll become one of the most successful season. It'll be one of the most successful seasons in history for us. So, screw the Carabao Cup at that point.
Yeah, the Republic of Left Ham, proper stupid poll. Well, everyone voted no dissolution. Yes, but it won't happen. I'd settle for taking it seriously. There's just more money on the other side.
Yeah, see, Mr. and Mrs. P, that comment there, that actually I agree with too. If we had fielded a strong team, and we lost 2-1, or if we lost in penalties, I wouldn't be as mad losing 4-0 like this when we fielded a B team.
Yeah, we're gonna put out the JV squad. All right, next one. Which result hurt more?
Ooh.
Wimbledon, Oxford United, or Astra Gugu? Man, that's a tough one, bro. That one's,
That's one of the toughest I've seen.
It was from Hammer's poll, so they kind of know their way around some polls. Ooh, that didn't come out right. Sorry. Which one hurt more? Wimbledon, Oxford. I don't know. What do you think? I'll start Drew. What do you think? Tough.
I don't know. I know that when Oxford happened, everybody started talking about Wimbledon. Man, it's like, I don't know. Would you rather?
You're going college football, aren't you?
Yeah, no. It's just like they all suck, and so I don't know. Let's go with the freshest wound. I'm just gonna say Oxford,
Oh, okay.
just because it just happened.
Chris, what do you
Sorry.
think?
I'm going to take a little bit of a different. I'm actually going to say Astragugu,
Okay.
for the reason being that we lost to that. We were kind of shepherded out of the competition 2 years in a row by the same team who have little to no relevance. And then on top of that, it being one of the first matches in our new stadium.
That was going to be my exact one as well.
So,
I think that was kind of the downfall.
Not only was it 2 years in a row, but it was one of our first matches in our new stadium where we were trying to show intent, where we just had one of our most successful seasons ever, and we just crash out to what everyone calls Romanian farmers.
Oh, Wally's got a good point.
Wally,
Wally's checking in. We could have played Millwall.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Ooh.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh,
Man,
that one.
Throws a wrench in the mix.
Yeah, that one changes the metrics a little bit there. Killer. I was going to say Astra Gugu. By the same things of what you said was you're showing off your new stadium. You know, you're trying to set the tone for a season. You're really trying to get all this energy going in to a new facility. It started like in a really shitty narrative. And the only thing I think that was positive out of the Astra Gugu thing is it gave us Dom from West Ham Fan TV. I think that was probably the thing that probably put that cat on the map.
I think I'm actually going to change my answer to Wimbledon, because thinking about it too, how weak that squad was, how poorly we performed that season. Had we had Europa League, we would have been relegated 100%.
All right. See, here we go. I like
You're
this
not voting on it?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. My bad. Okay, so which one do we go? Well, we all kind of went a different one. So we'll go Wimbledon just for Wally.
Really?
Astra Gugu, wow.
Astra Gugu.
I think Wally brings a great point, and I think that really should be denoted in that. So how about that? All right. What will be the result when West Ham takes on Bournemouth Saturday? Post your score and predictions, and all the correct answers will be retweeted. What do you Chris, what do you got?
I'm going 2-1 West Ham win.
2-1 West Ham win. Drew.
I like the score from Chris. I was going West Ham win all along. And I don't want to just nod my head and say that was the exact same answer. But yeah, 2-1's good. So I'll go Haller's sinking one. Got to. Everybody's pissed. We need something. We need Big French to come in.
Need momentum.
And put one. We need him to get one. And then I'm going Anderson. I'm going to do something sneaky and then just squeak one in. Huh?
Has Anderson scored this season yet?
I don't think so.
I don't believe so. Preseason he did, but not now.
Then he gets off the mark then. I like it.
I'm going to go – I'm the negative Nancy. Bournemouth win.
Man.
I am an asshole of the highest order. So we're going to go both West Ham win. Neil has scoreless draw. We're going to go West Ham win 43%.
30 with the that's kind of.
I mean, it's almost a 50-50 at that point.
That's really close with the 30-26.
I think Bournemouth's going to win because I think you're playing on the road. I think it would be so West Ham, and then literally people lose their effing mind.
Yep. Twitter is not going to be a fun place if we lose on Saturday.
No, not at all. This is way.
That's yesterday's.
Is that yesterday? 25th? Yeah. Okay. With West Ham professional integrity being questioned tonight's Carabao Cup and being the third year running behind a boxing glove, being knocked out, thrashed by a third-tier club, is it time for a board to pass the reins to owners who respect the fans and a real show of ambition to win something?
That's polarizing.
Yeah, that's no. I'm just
I don't know if I want to entertain that one.
Well, Drew, what do you got? I'll let you be the first.
Appreciate that one.
Yeah, the lamb.
Here we go.
Bring it on, buddy.
What's that?
Christian in the first one, you're going to eat alive.
Pass the reins to owners who respect fans, show ambition. Remember my early in the show when I talked about how just much I remember all the fans hating ownership my first season.
Yeah.
And so I'm not like a huge fan, but I feel like it's going in the right direction since like hiring Pellegrini, letting him bring in his director of football. I feel like we're going in the right direction. And so yeah, I don't know if I don't think this is the straw that breaks. Like, you know what? We lost to Oxford in the freaking Carabao Cup. Let me just cut it now. No. So I'm going to say that's the part that I'm going to say in safe hands because I could come up with 20 reasons more than getting slapped at Oxford. Yeah, it's awful. It sucks. But at the same time, it ended our Carabao Cup run, not the rest of the season. And so, I'm just going to play it safe.
Play it safe. All right. What do you got, Chris? You gonna fold?
No. I have something. This question isn't even really. I don't like the wording of it for sure because you're equating they're trying to equate the ownership for doing something that the manager is in charge of. The ownership doesn't have any say over team selection. This was on Pellegrini, so. The board in recent years have been showing like a general upswing. This was on the manager, and it's been the last 2 years. I don't think Pellegrini takes the Carabao Cup as seriously. So I would have to say out of these two choices, in safe hands.
Before I get my answer, something I didn't really know. I just looking at this. Gary is really butthurt right now.
Yes.
And if you click on it, it says 3:56 p.m. And I presume that's my time here local. So that's probably when the game was over.
Yeah. Fresh.
Fresh. I mean, that is very raw. And he's getting a little salty. The thing with ownership, and I, unfortunately for our European friends, I always make analogies in other sports. Our ownership would be the equivalent of a baseball umpire. Until they screw up, you don't know they're there. And nobody's, at first there was all this hiccup and a lot of, turmoil, and a lot of people get pissed and things didn't work out when they moved the new stadium. And now everything is kind of settled. It is a slow burn. I think they're in safe hands. I think they're moving in the right directions. This is no more than a blip on the radar. In addition, Wally, brings up a good point. What's the phrase? The devil you got versus the devil you don't have, or whatever. Like
stick with the evil,
Yeah. So I'm going to say in safe hands.
42%, really?
I'm telling you, man, there are a lot of people butthurt at that moment
after the match.
Yeah, that was it. That was just an angry poll voted on by angry fans.
This one's good. Half an hour to go. What do you think? So this poll was at 3:01. Okay, so this is a good. Okay, so if it was 3:01 when this came out, and it's at a half an hour to go, so the game would have been over at 3:30 our time here. That cat, 20 minutes later, he was, lighting up the torches and sharpening up the pitchforks. I really do think it's going to be okay. Look at me, West Ham. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Trust me. Yeah, Neil brings up the great point. It'd be a different answer if you asked today. So everybody just needs to chill.
It's another one of those where if we go to Bournemouth and absolutely thrash them on Saturday, again, everyone forgets about it and everyone's happy.
Now, if we play in the FA Cup and we play, Wimbledon and shit the bed again,
oh yeah,
then we're gonna have some problems.
Yes,
no question, not a doubt in my mind. So, well, that's Hammer Polls. I'd like to thank those guys for doing what they do. The first and original opinion poll and accounted all things, West Ham. Very active, and obviously, if you go on their page, you can contribute with whatever questions you have, and you might make the list. And again, they do a fine job, and partners here with American Hammers TV. So thank you very much for Hammers Polls, guys. And
I'll sign up for them too. Thanks for stopping by in the chat tonight.
Yes, and thanks, and we'll kind of get to bring this to a close because I got probably 2 kids at home and a mad wife. I need a roll, but I again, I kind of go on this rant every week, and I'll do it every time I get on. Like, subscribe, YouTube videos. Very important for the growth of American Hammers TV. That's really, when you get to 1,000, that's where you really get on the interstate and really things start picking up. So we are, steaming along, getting toward that direction. But a lot of this stuff is word of mouth. It is, time to really, get in that direction of growing and honestly, just like finding you, Drew. I mean, who the hell knew?
Exactly. No, exactly, man. And so now I got somebody that I can, and it's better when you find somebody from your region, so they know, like you're saying, we have a lot of similarities and jokes that I would tell that you would think funny. I could tell somebody from England on Twitter, and they're just like, "What the hell is this guy talking about?" But it's good to have another person.
Actually, I'm going to go on a side note. I'm going to really offend a lot of people. I won't say what's Wally got to say. Agree with you, so Oxford really doesn't matter in the long run. Totally blip on the radar. Okay, I'm going to piss a lot of people off. Just going to go for it right now. Why does everybody call everybody mate? I mean, really, like,
Man, you're insulting the entire culture.
I know, but I'm just it's a thing, and I want to reply back with it, but I just it's not in my vernacular.
No, I got to go. I can't say anything because my South comes out like everything is like, yeah, man, and
what's up, dude?
And, yeah, dude. What up, dog? Just stuff like that, and it's just mate, but it's mate across the board, like branded. It is. They're all about the mate, and so yeah, I wouldn't say it back, but I'm not going to be like, it's their culture.
It's y'all's thing, man. I mean, I think it's cool, but I don't feel natural saying that. That's really what I'm trying to say. I don't feel natural.
Yeah, it's just cultural difference, I think.
It totally is.
Yeah.
You guys, 60% of our fans are over there. I'm pretty much banned from this show forever because I've insulted like an entire culture. But, again, 60% of our fans are from England, from overseas. And we're continuing to grow. The American brand, big focus for us is reaching out to a lot of the individual supporter groups in the States. We're starting to find, more people that want to come on the show and contribute as either a guest or help out, even just kind of like we found Chris. But at the end of the day, it's like, share, visit us on Facebook, Twitter. I'm in the process of updating our, team store. We're going to kind of come out with a new introduction of that. So a lot of things are happening. What do you go? Oh, Neil, just so wet for them. I don't know. Yes, Neil. I don't. Yeah, I can't really comment on farts right now. And Hammer Polls, thanks, man. Thanks you guys for the coverage. I don't know if we did it justice. Hope we did.
That is a great account. I know it's linked. With us on here right now, but I was following them long before. I mean, I really enjoy it, and so it's just something every day, and they do a great job. So shout out to Hammer Polls for what they do.
Shout out to you guys for doing that. I appreciate it. As I take them off the screen, that was kind of mean. But thanks, Hammer Polls. You guys do a fabulous job of putting out that content, and thank you very much. But again, like, share, recommend. We're kind of steaming ahead. We're going to get the merchandise rolling and kicking ass pretty soon. We're selling scarves. I'm QVCing that shit all over the place, man. So thank you guys so much for coming on the show. Drew, I'm so happy to find somebody in my neck of the woods. Chris, fuck Ohio State.
What a great, that's gonna be the tagline every show.
I swear to God, if I go on Twitter, if I go on YouTube and they had the still shot of me just flipping the bird, that would be priceless. I got to make sure that does not happen.
You got to have a hard a hard intro to the video, and just like your title, just screen grab and say.
That's what I'm saying. The screen grab is going to be like me just.
Oxford hater versus the world.
In my defense, though, like I grew up 25 minutes from campus, so like
okay. So you know what this itchy thing, right? You know what this is, Chris. I have to tell you about it later off camera there, Drew. It's a good story. Yeah. Great show, guys. Thank you, Neil. Thank you always.
Thank you always.
Wally, don't ever say Ole Miss to me again.
You know, every time you have a show now, he's gonna pop in and just comment.
Dude, like I am literally got an itch right now. Like my butt just got a little tight. Okay, so again, thanks guys. Thank you so much. We're gonna pop some cherries this weekend and beat Bournemouth. And come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.